Hey friends, it's Jenny, and I'm getting ready to work on my first layout for Sketchy Friends. I had showed you the kit that I was planning on using. I've got it together for this first video. Just let me get a couple of things out of the way. And I'll just show you what my plan is, and we'll come back and take a look in a little bit. So for this one, this is the sketch from Teresa for the Love of Paper Crafting. And I have chosen the Rouge collection from 49 and Market. I just wanted to show that I've got a couple of chipboard titles pulled out here from, this is actually from one of the Spectrum collections, but they match the colors here of the Rouge, so I'm not sure what I'm going to use as my title yet. If you remember, I said the concentration on this was going to be stamps and rub-ons. So for this two stamps I'm going to use in some way are these two. This is from 49 and Market itself. It's just a beautiful, what is it called? Anything in particular? Floral mix cluster. So I'm going to use this one. And this is from Arden Creative Studio. And this is Botanical Cluster. So I thought I'd use this in some way too. I'll pick out some kind of pink ink to just really kind of let it blend in. Here is my photo. This is my year in books from 2024, and I'm going to be backing this in these couple of papers. Actually, I think it might be the other way, so the dark pink is on the background. I have got the chipboard elements, and if you look at this, I like this tag here. I really like that big floral, and we'll see if there's something else I can pull from here. I do have the ephemera bits, and there's a lot of stuff in here, tickets and frames and all that kind of stuff, so I'll find something in here. I have got these three different sets of rub-ons I plan to use. This one has just some nice like mixed media bits. Also, I was going to look through these sentiments to see if there's anything there. This might be the same thing, I'm not sure, and if they are, I'll combine them in some way, but I have this opened pack to use as well. No, they can't be because this is more leaves and stuff. But I also have this one, so maybe it's part of this. I don't know. But I've got plenty of rub-ons. I also have some laser cuts to use. And then the two pieces of paper I'm going to use. I just think this piece of paper is beautiful. But this is going to be my background, and this is from the Rouge collection, and it's called Sugar Babies. So this will be the background, and the large strip that's going to go down is going to be from this paper, and this is called Infatuation. So we'll have a large strip, and then, you know, the stamping and rub-ons and things like that. So let me go ahead, get to work, and I'll be back. I have finished my first Sketchy Friends layout. And as a reminder, this is the sketch I am using, and it was provided, this is a sketch from 49 and Market, but my friend Teresa for the Love of Paper Crafting is the one who chose this one to use for our round this quarter. And here is my completed layout. As mentioned, I was using the 49 and Market Rouge collection. I used two papers. One is called Infatuation and one was called Sugar Babies. This is the Sugar Babies, and the other one was the Infatuation, this one, which is just a beautiful piece of paper. As a reminder, our focus this time is background stamps or stamps as well as rub-ons. So for this layout, you see I used a stitch rub-on up here. I used this large rub-on here to just add some interest on the side here. I've got, this is a stamp down here, stamped here, here, as well as here. And then here's more rub-ons, and a rub-on here, a rub-on above the picture itself. And then I've got some ephemera. So I have chipboard, as well as some of the, you know, the ones we have to punch out. So it's not considered ephemera, it's considered laser cuts. That's it, laser cuts. So I have both laser cuts as well as ephemera. I use this frame. The suite is actually from the Rouge collection. The tickets and any paper ephemera is actually from the Rouge collection, and also the laser cuts are from the Rouge collection. These chipboard pieces here are from the Rouge collection. Here we've got a tag. I liked this just all in good time, so my year, all in good time. So that's how I kind of, you know, likened this too. But this is the first layout in my Sketchy Friends. The stamps I used for this were, I used the Arden. I used this one with the butterfly, as well as this little, kind of looks like maybe the inside of a library card or something, so that's down here. You'll see the butterflies peeking out over here. I did use this large floral one here. What may have been, what I should have done actually afterwards is, so I did my stamping and then put this piece of paper down, and then found that I probably should have put the paper down and then my stamping so we'd see more of it. Learned for the next layout. So you'll see this stamp is also here, and we've got this is from All in Create. I used the Finding Clarity in Simplicity right there. So stamps as well as rub-ons. I've got chipboard, I've got the regular ephemera and laser cuts, and yeah, here's number one. I'm going to get to work on number two. All right, friends, I'm starting to work on the next layout, and this sketch is from Bramble Fox, but Jenny Vesco Curly Q Scrapper is the one who chose this one for our team to use. So most of everything is right down the middle. You've got 2 3x3 photos. You've got some tags and a banner here, clusters of flowers. We've got our title in the background. It looks like brickwork, and then some mixed media. I'm going to be using these 2 photos of a visit that we did to Seattle, and I have to obviously remeasure my cuts because, oh no, they are the same. Good. So these are both 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 I did. I have the paper I'm going to use here is this background here, and it's from Kaleidoscope called Treasured Teal. I'm going to use this side. Now, if you notice in the sketch, there is this stitching around this section. One of our concentration is rub-ons and stamping. In this package of rub-ons, there are quite a few stitching rub-ons. I'm going to use those to do the stitching. I'm going to use something in here to go ahead and back my photos. I don't know what yet. So I've got rub-ons here. I also have some rub-ons here. I've got leaves. I don't know if I'll be using any of those to tell you the truth, but I've got these, and I was thinking of using some of these for that brickwork. So we'll see how that comes about. I have this background stamp to use. This is from Stampendous, and it's really just a mixed media type stamp. I have got strawberry acetate leaves. I have got the ephemera. I've also got laser cuts, both the essentials. So this is a lot of the texture kind of creating and film strips, things like that. And then here's where I'll get the flowers. I also have these things here, chipboard word set. I'll find a title in here. We've got, this is just chipboard set, tags, and I even have some washi tape, which are stamps. They're kind of cool. So I've got all of the supplies I'm going to be using. let me go ahead and get to work and come back and show you what I come up with. Alrighty, layout number 2 is done. Again, this sketch is from Jenny Vesco at Curly Q Scrapper. She got this from the Bramble Fox blog. And it's a center design. There's stitching around it. There's tags. There's brickwork and flowers. Here is my layout. Now for our focus of rub-ons and stamps. Rub-ons are used quite a bit. All of this brickwork is rub-ons. The stitching around the body of the layout there is rub-ons. So I've got lots of rub-ons were used. Stamping, I've got stamping over here, and unfortunately I do have it at the top as well, but I've covered a lot of it. Again, you know, special laid plans, but this was using the Spectrum Sherbet collection, and I ended up getting in some of the acetate. I got in the, why do I keep forgetting what they're called? The laser cuts, and just lots and lots of, you know, this is from just the regular bag of ephemera. This is from chipboard and chipboard. This is from the ephemera. I even used one of the washi stamps here. And then the, I think they're called baubles. Yeah, but that just says loves you. And on those baubles, there's also the kind of like enamel dots. So that is layout number 2. On to number 3. I'll be back in just a moment to share it with you. All right, friends, working on number 3, and this one is my sketch. I got this sketch from the Page Map site, and it is, you've got your background, you've got 2 photos, you've got a fan of paper here. I'm cheating by using a paper that's already like this, and you've got, you know, just some embellishments in your title. There's a little bit of an embellishment strip down here. Here are my photos. They are smaller than represented here, but I'm fine with that. They are of my little princess getting, you know, just dressing up at home. I am using the Spectrum Sherbet again, and here's the paper I'm going to use. So my burst is going to be around the whole layout, which I am absolutely fine with. To add some additional texture, I have pulled a couple of different rickrack ribbons, and I got the idea for this from the sketch. The sketch actually shows that there is, you know, some different textures. So I'm gonna maybe pick a couple of these. So I've got colors that are in the collection here. I also have 4 stamps to use. This one has just been really, I've used it on both of the layouts previously. It's just really good for like the spatter effect. Maybe I'll use the Arden one as well again. I do have this one, and I may do some additional stamping over these to add that a little bit of additional texture. So I've got those 3 stamps ready to go. I will use a piece of paper from here to back my photos. And let's see, what else do I have? I have my rub-ons as a reminder. Rub-ons and background stamps, or just stamps. I'm switching, just moving you a little bit. And stamps are required during this round. I've got my washi tape, I've got the baubles, and I went ahead and already picked out some. I picked out mostly yellow. I'm gonna go with yellow on this one. I'm usually a pink girl because of the girls, but I'm gonna use yellow as my favorite color. So I've got all kinds of yellow embellishments to use here, along with, this is just foam for me to use at some point or another. And then I also have, just like I've had previously, I have the laser cut elements, which are just all the different shapes and things. And then I also got the laser cut elements, assorted botanicals, leaves, and butterflies. So I've got that to use. So I've got all of my supplies ready to go. My pictures are ready to go. Let me go ahead and get cracking. I'll be back and show you what I come up with. Number 3 is done. And as a reminder, this is my sketch. Like I told you, I was going to use this paper that already had the kind of strips already, but I did take that stamp that makes the strips, and you can't see the one here, but I did use it on several of the that were there already, one that was not, some down here, and then the rub-ons. I've got a rub-on down here, I've got rub-ons here, I've got rub-ons up here and here. So I used the rub-ons in different areas. What I did as well is I used that rickrack that I had showed at the beginning in different colors, kind of put some colors of the baubles where they go. I used chipboard to say "You Shine" as the title with the hearts, kind of like the sketch is showing. Instead of putting the strip at the top because of how far these rays went, I put this at the bottom. This is just from one of the other papers, and I just thought, hey, it's the same collection, so it really does match well with it. And then this shows here, this strip down here, I just used one of the tags that says "You Make Me Smile," and I put the little stapler in there. So that's number 3 for our 49 in Market collaboration for our Sketchy Friends using rub-ons as well as stamping. Now on to number 4. Layout number 4 for Sketchy Friends is the sketch that was selected by my friend Cilla at Choice Bits of Bliss. And I'm not sure where she got the sketch from. That's my fault, so I apologize. But you can see here, it's a great, we got our 12 by 12 sketch. There's some layering up at the top. You've got your photo, but then behind it you've got just different textures and layers and fun items to just go ahead and enhance what you've got there. The photo I'm going to be using is of myself and my husband, and this is from our daughter's wedding in August of 2020. I think so. They were just married for 2019. Sorry. But that's just a photo I'm going to be using. So as you saw in the sketch, there's this chicken wire. I do have this chicken wire stamp this is from Unity Stamp Company. This is a pretty old stamp. I've used it before and I'm going to use it again. I also have, for the top here of this layout, I'm going to be using this stamp. It's from 49 in Market, and it makes those lace toppers. So I'm going to use this. That'll be my first time using that one. I am going to use a couple of different collections. I have the Vintage Artistry Serenity paper here. There'll be something in here maybe that I can back my photo with. We'll see. I've got that available to use. Rub-ons, I've got just, again, a big mixture of them. This one I thought I could maybe use some of the black that's in here, but this is beautiful. And here I've got some stitching. There is some stitching on that sketch. There's also some stitching in here if I choose to maybe go with the aqua colors. And then here's some more. I got some nice titles here and such. I have the plum film strips if I choose to use a film strip. A lot of the ephemera I selected was from the plum collection. I just figured with the black and white, the purple would be a nice touch. So that's what we've got here and here. I do have the 12 by 12 Serenity rub-on transfer sheet, so I can maybe get some big, you know, in the background. These will be nice to use. So we've got that, and then for my background, I'm planning on using, this is from Serenity Solids paper number 1. I'm thinking about using this, but I had also thought about using this from Serenity Tranquil. And, you know, just using this side of it, putting that photo in the middle, or going with the blank slate with all the stuff that's going to be in the background. And here's the background of this. I had thought about doing this and using a nice border, but you know, 49 market paper is just so chunky and delicious, there's really no need to do that. So that is my plan for layout number 4. Just like before, let me go ahead, get to work, put this together, and I'll come back and show you what I come up with. All right, friends, I finished layout number 4 for my Sketchy Friends series. Here you go. This last sketch was from Priscilla at Choice Bits of Bliss, and it was one photo with lots of fun stuff behind it. Our concentration again was background stamps as well as rub-ons. And here is my layout. So and the other concentration was 49 market. I have one regret on this layout, and that is on the top here. So I used the 49 and market stamp, and I used it in 2 different ink colors. I used this kind of gray, and then I used blue. I wish I had gone with something more in the green tones. I went with blue, and I did this stamping before I, you know, kind of finished laying things out. And I went with blue because my dress was a navy blue for the wedding. So I thought I would kind of concentrate more on that color, and it just didn't end up being that way. I ended up going more with this. I think it's eucalyptus, like the green, to just kind of be more muted. So up at the top here, I've got a stamp as well as a rub-on. Pretty much anything that you see, like this is a rub-on, this beautiful flower is a rub-on, you, me, us, that's a rub-on. Piece of hair here, let me get that out of there. I've been losing a lot of hair, I don't know why. Down here, we have rub-ons down here. I have rub-ons around some of the perimeter of the layout. This is a rub-on. This butterfly is a rub-on. I used that chicken wire stamp in the back with that gray ink. Here's a rub-on. This is from the, come on, remind me. They're not die cuts, they are like die cuts. But they're called something different, and I put everything away already, so I apologize. So I've got a lot of layering back here, and I did use these papers and tickets and things are all from that plum collection, and this more of the green is from eucalyptus. But I used the photo of my husband and I from our daughter's wedding, and that was, like I said, in August of 2019. So August 30th? August 29th. Quinn's birthday is the 28th. Okay, anyway, so there you go. I did all 4 layouts using 49 and market products, using stamps, using rub-ons. We've got our next round picked, what we're going to be using, and we do this quarterly, so you won't see that until the new year. But everybody's sketches were fantastic. This was a wonderful challenge for me due to the fact that I said, you know, I do have quite a bit of 49er Market stash and I'm intimidated to use it. This got me a little bit out of my comfort zone, and I have found ways that using it shouldn't be such a, you know, such a daunting endeavor, however you want to say that. But I'm happy with all 4 layouts. I'll show you as a reminder. There's going to be pictures of everything throughout the video, so you will get to see all 4 in a row. And I'm certainly happy with how everything came out, and I hope you are too. So make sure you visit my friends, Cilla Choice Bits of Bliss, Teresa at For the Love of Paper Crafting, and Jenny at Curlicue Scrapper. We all appreciate your support and your time, and we love creating together, I can tell you that. So please like, comment, subscribe. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.